Hello, what's up guys? Sir Ian again here. So welcome to another lecture series. So in this lecture series, we're going to discuss the data representation of real numbers in concerns to the interpretation of a binary float, IEEE single precision, converting back to decimal. So this lecture will be discussed in Filipino English to further aid you with your learnings. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so nung nakaraan, diniscuss natin yung conversion ng decimal papunta ng binary float. So ngayon, sa may topic na ito, yung binary float IEEE single precision naman ay babalik natin papunta ng decimal. Okay. So in this discussion, so we're going to discuss interpretation of binary float IEEE single precision. As a decimal number. Okay. So suppose we ask to interpret, okay, zero, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then the rest are zeros. Okay. So ito yung representation niya sa IEEE, di ba? Ganito siya. Wherein we know that yung pinaka-first bit ay yung sign bit, the next 8 bits ay yung exponent, and then the rest are the mantisa. Okay. So first, alamin muna natin yung sign, tingnan muna natin yung sign bit. Okay. Yung sign bit ay 0. So therefore, we can infer that the number is positive. Okay. Alright. Infer natin siya na positive siya. So what's next? So for the next step, kukunin natin yung 8-bit. So kung may pansin nyo, ang process natin dito is baliktad. Okay, so don't worry. Just like with the other video or the other lecture, binigay ko yung steps. So dito, ibibigay ko ulit sa inyo ang steps. Okay. So kunin natin yung exponent bits. So for the exponent bits, so that would be from this 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So alam natin na 8 bits lahat-lahat ang exponent bits. So kunin natin ito. So now that we have the exponent bits, kunin natin yung number na ito in decimal. Okay, so ibabalik mo natin siya in decimal. So that we will use doubling to convert this back. So 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay. So, inuulit-ulit ko yung steps ng pag-convert, okay, para mas maging, kabisote kayo sa pag-convert. So, kumbaga, maging master nyo yung pag-convert nito in the easiest way at hindi yung tipong mahabang-mahabang solution ang hirap-hirap. Okay. So, kayang-kaya nyo yan. So, this is 2, 2, 2, and 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. And then, times lahat. So, yung pinakamataas ay 0. Or pinakamataas na column is 0. So, 0 times 2 is equals to 0 plus 1. So, that would be 1. 1 times 2 is equals to 2 plus 0. So, that would be 2. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 0. So, that is 4. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 0. So, that is 8. 8 times 2 is equals to 16 plus 0. So, still 16. So, 16 times 2 is equals to 32 plus 1. So, that is 33. 33 times 2, so that is 66 plus 1, so that is 67. And 67 times 2 plus 0 would then be equal to 134. So ito ngayon yung exponent natin in base 10. Okay. So yung exponent natin, alam naman natin na ang formula for exponent is 127 plus e is equal to the normalized exponent. Okay. Based on the previous video. Okay. So, di ba nga gano'n natin kinukuha itong 134 na ito. So, this time, kung nung sa minakaan, we call it as normalized. This time, this is what we call denormalizing. So, after we denormalize, so we now have 134. Okay. So, 134, kailangan natin yung value ng E, okay, para sa may significant figure ng mantisa. So how do we do that? Okay, it's just application of algebra. So how do you solve for E? So we simply transpose this value to the other side. So that to solve for E, that would be 134 minus 127. And that would be equal to 7. So meron na tayong value ng E. So now that we have the value of our E, we can now solve for the significant figure. But before that, let's get the mantisa. So alam natin na ito yung ating mantisa. Itong part na ito yung ating mantisa. Itong mahabang ito. Except the letter B, you can eliminate that. Okay. So that our mantisa is 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. And then yung 0 nakapad, we can ignore that. And then, hindi lang basta 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1 yan. If we're converting back yung binary float IEEE single precision para maging decimal, so, kailangan nating mag-append ng isang decimal point. Okay, so, I will write that in color, cyan. So, mag-append ka ng isang decimal point at ng 1. Right after that, isusulat mo yung multiplication sign, the base 2, and then yung exponent na 7. Now that we have this, ang gagawin natin next is i-eliminate natin tong 7 at dapat maging 2 raised to 0 ito. So paano maging 2 raised to 0 ito? Recalling significant figures or scientific notation, para mawala yan, if that is positive, we move it to the right. So we move it to the right. Okay. Now, what's next? So move natin siya from decimal places 7 papunta sa may right. So therefore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decimal places. So therefore, moving that 7 decimal places, that would be 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. 0.0. So saktong lahat ay full number. So tandaan nyo yung value na to. So, 1010, 1111. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung number ngayon na kailangan natin i-pull out or ito yung data na kailangan natin makuha. Okay. And ito yung i-convert natin as a decimal number. Okay. So, now that we have this, we will convert this to decimal. So, pakitandaan lang yung value. So, this is base 2. So, that is 1010, 1111. Sige. So, 1010, 1111, okay, base 2, converting that to base 10. Okay. So remember, ang sign bit natin ay 0, so therefore this is positive. Okay. From yung sa mga binura ko. So hope na jot down notes nyo yun. Okay. So convert this back. So 1010, 1111 equal sign here. So plus, 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 and plus, 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 and plus. 2, 2, 2, and 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2, times, 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 and times, 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 and times, and 0 at the upper row. Okay, or the topmost row. All right. So 0 times 2 is 0 plus 1, so that would be 1. 1 times 2 is 2 plus 0, so that would be 2. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1, so that would be 5. 5 times 2 is equals to 10 plus 0, so that is 10. 10 times 2 is equals to 20 plus 1, so that is 21. 21 times 2, so that is 42 plus 1, so that is 43. 43 times 2, so that is 86 plus 1, so 87. And then 87 times 2, so that is 120. 174 plus 1, so that would be 175 base 10. And this is now the answer. So ganun lang siya kabilis. So hope nakuha nyo paano ko sinolve ito. So pag medyo nalito kayo or may part na parang naputol kayo or hindi na-gets, okay. So please repeat that part of the lecture video. Okay. So let's have another example. So suppose for our second example, we're asked to interpret so we interpret 3E 80000H in decimal. Okay. So yung hexadecimal na value na ito, so this is just the hexadecimal representation ng IEEE single precision. So yan yung hexadecimal representation niya. Okay. So di ba nga doon sa may mga previous example ko sa may nakaraang lecture, ginawa natin, ginup natin siya by force and then i-express natin siya into hexadecimal. So this time, hexadecimal, ibabalik muna natin siya papunta ng binary. So we will interpret each of the places na sa may hexadecimal. We know that 3 is equals to 0011. We know that E is equals to 1110. E again is 1110. And then 8 is 1000. All right. So what's next? We're going to write that. Ang 0 ay 4 na 0 in hex. All right. So para hindi lang naman ito, okay, so baguhin ko na lang yung kulay ng sulat. So for the sign bit, I'm going to use this. Okay, so okay. So for sign bit, 0. And then for exponent, ito, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. Okay, so 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 again. 1, 0, 0, 0. And then 16 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So tingnan nga natin. So this is 0, 0, 0, 0. This is 8. So this is 8. This is E. This is E again. And then this is 3. Okay. So sign bit is 0. So therefore, this is positive. Just like what we did with the previous example. Okay, so we will get the exponent bit. So exponent bit is 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. Okay, so convert back muna natin siya papunta ng decimal bago natin siya i-denormalize. So 1, so pwede natin ignore isang 0 dito and just write 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, and 1. Then plus. And then this is 2. And then times. Then 0 here. All right. So 0 times 2 is 0 plus 1. So that is 1. 1 times 2 is equals to 2 plus 1. So that is 3. 3 times 2. So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1. So that is 7. 7 times 2. So that is 14 plus 1. So that is 15. 15 times 2 is 30 plus 1. So that is 31. 31 times 2 is 62 plus 0. So it's still 62. And then 62 times 2. So that is 124 plus 1. So that is 125. So ito na ngayon yung exponent value natin. So we need to denormalize that. So to denormalize, we'll use the formula 127 plus the exponent value is equal to 125. In algebra, we transpose this. So therefore, we have E is equal to 125 minus 127. Okay. Using na natin ang sulat. So 125 minus 127. So that our E would then be equal to negative 2. Okay, so nakikita pa yun? Ito lang muna ako para makita ninyo at saka ma-jot down ng mga kumakopya. Okay. So E is close to negative 2. So since E is now equal to negative 2, we will now get the mantisa part. So mantisa part is equal to 1, 1. Okay, so dito na lang. Okay, I'll just move here so that you can see. Okay. So mantisa part is 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay. So yung mga to. Okay. And then the rest are zeros. So ano ginagawa? We put the decimal point here and 1. Ina-append natin siya. And then times 2 raised to negative 2. Okay. If the number is negative or exponent negative, if positive, we move to the right. To the right ang move natin. Okay. And then pag negative, we move to the left. So meaning to say, i-move natin siya ng 2 decimal places papunta sa may left. So therefore, 1 and then 2. Maglagay tayo isang 0 and then may point dito. So therefore, the new number would then be 0.011101. Base 2. Okay. So ito na ngayon yung ating decimal value. Pero kailangan muna natin yan gawing this is the binary value. So kailangan natin gawing decimal value. I'm sorry. So it's not the decimal but rather the binary value at kailangan natin siyang gawing decimal. So how do we do that or convert that to decimal? Okay. So 0s 1 1 1 0 1. Okay. Sige. So paki-jot down lang. I'm going to erase this. So going back, so that is 0.011101 base 2. Okay. So I'm now going to present to you 2 methods to solve this. So naituro ko lang dun sa may isang video natin, sa may pag-convert ng decimal, is yung times natin siya ng negative 2 or continuous na dinidivide ng 2. Sige, method 1. So this is the last time that I'm going to use this method at gusto yung gamit at syempre sabi ko, gusto kong nadadalian kayo sa inyong pag-aaral. So I will teach you the technique. All right. So method 1. So paano ginagawa? So 1 over 2 wala, 1 over 4 meron, plus 1 over 8, 1 over 16, 1 over 2 wala, 1 over 64. Okay. So, ito yung 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, 1/64. Okay. Kasi di ba nga, that is 1 times 2 raised to negative 1, etc., etc. Okay. So, the least common denominator is 64. 64 divided by 4 is equals to 16 times 1, 16. 64 divided by 8, so that is 8 times 1, so that is 8. 16 divided by 64, so that is 4 times 1, so that is 4. And then 64 divided by 64 is 1 times 1, so that is 1. Add everything up, so we now have here 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 1. So we have here 16 plus 4, 20, 8 plus 1, 29. So 29 over 64. Or that would then be equal to our decimal value. So ito yung decimal value na naka-fraction. Or express that in decimal value, okay. In the least significant figure, so that would be 0.453125 base 10. So ito na po yung sagot. So that's how we decipher that using the first method. So sabi ko nga, gusto ko madalian kayo. That's why I will teach you the technique. So for the technique, so alam na natin ang sagot, 29 over 64. So we'll arrive with the same answer using this method. So now let's use method 2. Remember, hindi nyo rin to makikita sa internet. So it's only exclusive to me. And kung matutunan mo to, that means estudyante kita. All right. So method 2. So half double-double. So ito yung tawag ko dyan. So for the half double method, okay, so what we're going to do? So ganun ulit, we copy everything. Okay. So from the leftmost part, papunta dun sa may rightmost na bit. So 0. Okay. Pero this time, we will divide everything by 2. 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, 0/2, 1/2. Equal, 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 and then equal. All right? And then, plus, so by default, quantity mo to ng 1, and then this will be 2/2, at itatimes mo siya sa 0. So ito yung default value. Okay, so let's first solve this. So 0 times 2/2, so that would be 0. 1 times 0/2, so that's still 0. Pero kailangan mo yung 1/2. Okay. So next. So since 0 yan, and then kailangan mo yung over 2, so you will use here. So we'll have here 2. Okay. So 0/2. 2/2 plus 1 over denominator na 1/2 at itatimes mo siya dun sa may bit. So 0/2 times 2/2, wala pa din yan. And then 1/2 times 1/2 is equal to 1/4. So again, meron kang 2/2 dito. Okay. So 1/4, ang gagawin mo dyan is you will now get this. So 1/4 plus 1/4 times 2. Okay. And then you will add the 2 kung 1 yan. So 1/4, 2/2. So that would be 2/4. And rather, 2/8 rather. 2/8 plus 1/8. So that would be 3/8. Plus, so this is 3/8. 2/2. And then this would be 1/8. 3/8, 2/2. So that would be 6/16. 6/16 plus 1. So that's equal to 6/16 plus 1. So that would be 7/16. So 7/16. Lagyan natin siya dito. 2/2 plus, okay, 1/16. Okay. So wala. So 2/16. So 7 times 2, so that is 14/32. Plus ito, 0 ito, kasi 0/2. So wala. Then, lastly, we have 14/32 times 2/2 plus 1/32 plus 2. So 14 times 2 is 28/32. And then 1/32, that would then be equal, 28/64, I mean here. So 14 times 2 is 28, 32 times 2 is 64, plus 1/64. So 28/64 plus 1/64 would then now be equal to 29/64. Same answer, but a more easy approach. So easier approach, but different approach. So kung saan kayo mas nadalian, so kayo ang bahala. And we know that 29/64 is equal to 0.453125. Base 10. Which is our answer for this particular example. Alright? So para mas matuto tayo, I'm going to give you another one. So let's have another example. So interpret. Sorry, I forgot to write example. So interpret BF 78 0000H. Okay. So in decimal. So ganun ulit. We're going to convert that back, okay, to binary. So we know B is equal to 1011. So A is 10, B is 11, 8 plus 2, so 10 plus 1, 11. F is 15, 1111. 7 is 0111. And then 8 is 1000. All right. Concatenate everything. So sign bit, makita lang or sige, ibubukod lang natin. So sign bit 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 0, and then the rest are zeros. Sign bit is 1. Okay, nakita niyong 1. Therefore, we infer this number is what? For crawling sign and magnitude, 1 is negative. Then take the next 8 bits, okay, and then denormalize. So kunin natin to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hanggang dito. So that the value would be 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. So 6 na 1. Okay. So let's use again doubling. So for doubling, hanggang dito. So for doubling, so that would be, okay, pwede natin tanggalin yung 1 or yung isang 0 na to para hindi tayo mahirapan. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 at may 0 sa dulo. Yung 0 doon sa may pinaka-significant bit, huwag niyong tatanggalin. Yung most significant bit lang ang pwede niyong i-ignore. So plus, 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 and plus equals, 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 equals. 2, 2, 2, and 2, 2, 2, 2. Times, 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 and times, 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 and times. And then this will be 0. Okay, so alam naman natin na 0 yan. So 0 times 2, so that is 0 plus 1, so that is 1. 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1, so that is 3. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1, so that is 7. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 1 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30 plus 1, so that is 31. 31 times 2, so that is 62 plus 1, so that is 63. And then 63 times 2, so that is 126 plus 0 is still 126. And this is now the value of our exponent na normalize. So, kailangan natin siyang i-denormalize. Okay. So, denormalizing that would be 127 plus E is equal to 126. Transpose 127 to the other side to solve for E. So that E is equals to 126 minus 127. And E now would then be equal to negative 1. So may value na tayo ngayon ni E na denormalize. Ngayon, pwede na natin kunin yung mantisa. So that would be 111. 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay. So we can eliminate this bits. Pag sa may mga decimal radix or sa may after decimal point, okay, we can remove the zeros. Pero pag after yung sa may whole numbers, yung most significant bit ang tinatanggal. Okay. So 1, 1, 1, 1. So what we do, we append point and then 1. And then lagay natin times 2 raised to negative 1. Okay. So if that is negative, we move the place to the left. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, papunta siya sa may kaliwa. Pa-left siya ng movement. So therefore, 1 decimal place yan. So we'll move that with 1. So our mantisa or ang ating value would be 0.11111. So ito ngayon in base 2. So how do we now convert that back to decimal? Okay. So hindi na natin gagamitin yung may hirap na approach. So let us just use yung mas madaling approach or yung method ko na hindi alam na nakakarami. All right. So 0.11111 base 2 converted to base 10. Okay. So lahat yan 1, therefore lahat ito ay 1/2. 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. Equal, 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 equal. And then quantity, 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 quantity. Okay. So may plus. This is 2 halves. So may tag 2 halves lahat yan. So this is 0/2. And this is by default 1. Okay. So 0/2 times 2 halves. So this would be 0. 1 plus 1/2 is 1/2. Then that would be 1/2 plus 1/2 times 2/2. And then get the denominator. And then this is by default 1 lang siya. So therefore, we have here 2/4 plus 1/4. So that is 3/4. So copy this. So we have here 3/4 plus denominator lang 1/4. So 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 6/8. And then we have here 1/8. 6, 8 plus 1, 8. So that is 7/8. So copy 7/8, 1/8. 7 times 2 is 14. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 2 is 16. 14 plus 1, so that is 15/16. And then, let's have here the last one, 15/16, and then 1/. I'm pausing for a while, 5 seconds. That is 1/16. Okay. 15 times 2 is 30. 16 times 2 is 32. 1 times 1 is 1. 16 times 2 is 32. So 30 plus 1, so that is 31/32. And that is now the answer in our problem. Remember, ang sign niya ay negative. So therefore, don't forget negative sign. Okay. So therefore, the answer is negative 31/32. Or, if that would be expanded into decimal, the decimal expansion niya, 31 divided with 32. So that is 0.96875. 0.96875. Negative. Okay. And that is now the answer in base 10. And that is now the interpretation of the data. All right. So I hope you learned something new in this lecture. So if you have any problems or questions, please don't hesitate to approach me and reach out to me. So if you're having a hard time learning these lessons, so please feel free to repeat the videos again and again until you can get the necessary knowledge. So see you on the next lecture.